Hello, everybody at OBRIEN Subaru. This is Deanna, your coach with Phone Ninjas, and today I'm going to be reviewing with you your reporting for the month of March. Now, this is your very first month being coached. A couple things that we are working on during the month of March was getting Star-to-Star set up so that we could have access to more of the call recordings. So that was one of the things that we were working on, and also just trying to work on getting everything that we needed to be able to conduct some one-on-one. So we'll see a little bit of a difference in the month of April as far as how much we're able to accomplish, and we were able to get some of the onboarding things taken care of and getting some of those expectations set. Now, as far as the team goes, right now they are learning the script, and this is all new to everybody. And so what I always like to say, and what I've said in a couple conversations that I've had with folks at your team, is that calls today are going to, our calls in 3 months from now should sound very different than the calls today. There's a learning curve, and so over the next month to 2 months, we really just want folks to start memorizing the scripts. So we want to make sure everyone has a script printed off, everyone's had a chance to understand the expectations on them, and that they are starting to memorize the script. We don't expect them to have it set aside perfectly right away, but we do want to start hearing some steps one at a time. So for example, let's just start using the correct technique to ask for the customer's name and phone number. Let's just start covering directions on every call. And slowly but surely we should be able to really work on getting every step of the script utilized in our calls. And then the other thing is making sure that we have all of our calls that we are having coached reviewed in a timely manner. So here, for example, Adriana, Michaela, and Eric did a great job reviewing all their calls from last month. Pam and Ashley also did a really nice job reviewing their calls. They just have a couple more left. And so these are all the inbound calls that we receive. So I like that your team's reviewing calls in a timely manner. That's really great because they're getting that feedback and they're able to apply it to their calls. So this is how we really start moving the needle. And I'm not really going to dive in really into any of this scoring just because simply this is all very new and everyone just needs to work on memorizing the script and starting to use the script. I did want to give Ashley a shout out here. She did have one appointment that was set. She set the appointment last month. That person did show up to the dealership and they bought the vehicle. So I love that Ashley did, as she was reviewing the calls, I like that she did take some time. And let's see, and I'll show you what this looks like. I like that she did, this is basically what's linked in her email. I like that she did mark if they showed up for their appointment, and she marked if they sold the vehicle, and she clicked submit. And then also, just for your team, if they want to know exactly what they're scored yes on and no on, they can click on that score sheet link, and it actually will show the actual scorecard for them. So there's that option. Now, in addition to reviewing calls in a timely manner, we also just want to maintain the certifications. So for your team, when they first started, they went and they watched all these videos. Those videos really do a nice job explaining why we say what we say when we say it. But as I score calls, if they score below a certain percentage, so you see Adriana, Ashley, and Eric here, and Michaela, they don't have 100%. That's because I coached one of their calls, and they scored below a certain percentage. So if they score below a certain percentage on one of their calls, that's just saying, hey, this is something that you need to work on. Go back and revisit that certification. And as you can see here, all they have to do is click on that watch video link. It'll take them right to that short video, and they just need to get certified. Now, as they become more confident with the script, they will probably have better scores, and they won't have to go back and do these recertifications because hopefully it works and they've gotten better. Now, I'm going to go back and take a look here before we move forward. I just want to take a look at our service coachings as well. And right now your team's at a 3.95. I will say that I heard improvement over the course of March with a few folks where they started incorporating the different techniques of the script. So keep up that momentum. Now, on 100% of the calls last month, they got an appointment that was set. So great job there. But one thing you'll see here is that we don't have any calls that have been reviewed. So let's just talk to our service teams and make sure that they are reviewing their calls. And we want to make sure that they understand exactly how to do that. So when they get that email, I'm going to pull up Veronica here as an example. It's going to tell them that a call has been coached. It's going to give them a link. When they click on that link, it's going to take them to this page. And so it's going to show that they need to go, like for example, Veronica needs to go back and watch her certification videos for service. It's going to give her the audio here. She just needs to listen to the audio, and at the end, I give them a coaching phrase. You just type it in right there, and you click submit. That's going to show that they reviewed their calls. Now, service calls are typically not as long as sales calls, so it's about 10-ish minutes that they'll need to dedicate per call, but we want to make sure that we're staying on top of that and we're not getting behind when it comes to reviewing calls. And then real quick, you guys are doing mystery shops, and so I'm going to take a look here. In general, great job with the phone time. We just want to continue to work on the phone quality, the email response, and the email quality as well. And of course, reviewing calls in a timely manner. In general, Pam did a good job. Michaela did review her service, one of her mystery shops. She has another one that she needs to review. Great job to Eric reviewing his, and Adriana for reviewing all three of hers. We just have one left over for Zach and for Eric. So we just want to make sure that we are taking some time there to get all those mystery shops taken care of. And I don't want to keep you guys for too long, but we do have these other reports that you can take a look at. You can see here your customer hold time. On average, our average hold time for all of our dealerships is 26 seconds. Y'all's is 29. That's great. Nice work with your operators getting those calls transferred over in a timely manner. Some of them, through your automated system, just go directly to a sales representative, which is a good experience for the customer because they're not on hold for a really long time before a sales representative's on the line. And then this is a report for how it's basically our ranks by dealers. So we have 203 dealerships, and as you can see, y'all are ranked number 159 out of 218. That's your first month. But our goal is really to work towards getting in the top 50%. And then ultimately, we'd love to see you guys, and this is obviously something to shoot for. Right now we want your team to consistently get to a 3.0, but eventually it would be awesome if you guys got to this top 4. So every month we take our top 4 dealerships and we put them into a drawing, and at the end of the year we pick a name from a hat, and that dealership wins a trip to Hawaii, and the GM can take it or they can award it to an MVP, but that's paid for by Phone Ninjas. And then we also have a perfect score contest, and this is for individual sales representatives. So every time they get a perfect score, their name gets put into a hat, and at the end of the quarter we pick a name from a hat, and that individual wins a trip to Hawaii. So that's 4 times a year. So that's an incentive for the team to really start working towards getting perfect scores on their calls. And there are people who get perfect scores on every single call that we coach. They are not robots. They still add personality. They still build rapport with the customer, but they use the script in its entirety. And so that's definitely something to encourage your team with. This is completely paid for by Phone Ninjas, and so this is definitely something to share with your team, and it's an incentive for them to continue to work towards mastering this script. And of course, if you have any questions, my contact information's up here. Now, if you have questions about your mystery shop, I can totally facilitate those, but if you want to reach right out to Maria, she's your mystery shop coach, and she would be happy to help you guys with that information as well. If you have any questions, again, reach out to me, but I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.